Today, we're diving into a technology that's learning to read medical scans, X-rays, MRIs, and it's doing it faster and in many cases more consistently than a human doctor. We're talking about AI, and it's a real game changer.
Think about that for a second. A single number, just one angle on a scan, can be the difference between, let's just keep an eye on this, and, okay, we need to start treatment right now. A patient's entire journey can pivot on getting that one little measurement exactly right. Well, for a long time, that's been the reality. A lot of these crucial measurements are done by hand. I'm talking about a specialist with a trained eye, a ruler, and a protractor. It takes time. It takes a ton of skill. And hey, even the absolute best doctors can have slight variations from one to the next.
And that's where our story really begins. There's a company called Silla that looked at this slow manual process. And they didn't see a roadblock. Nope. They saw the perfect job for artificial intelligence to step in and completely change the game.
So to really appreciate just how big of a leap this is, we first have to get our heads around the old way of doing things. And there's no better example of this manual dilemma than how we diagnose scoliosis.
Right, so scoliosis is basically a three-dimensional curve in the spine. And for decades, the absolute gold standard for diagnosing it has been to measure something called the Cobb's angle on an X-ray. That angle tells doctors everything they need to know about how severe the curve actually is.
So how do they get that measurement? Well, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. A specialist has to look at the X-ray, find the vertebrae at the very top of the curve that's tilted the most, find the one at the bottom that's tilted the most, and then literally draw lines on the image to measure the angle between them. It's all done by eye, by hand.
Now, this process, it takes time. On average, a specialist is spending about 5 minutes for every single scan just to get this one measurement. I know, 5 minutes might not sound like a lot, but when you multiply that by the thousands and thousands of scans a hospital does, you can start to see how this creates a massive bottleneck. It means longer waits for patients and, higher costs for everyone.
This right here, this is the exact problem that Silla's system decided to go after. They saw a process that was just begging for a technological upgrade.
What's really interesting is that Silla's system didn't start out as a medical AI company. They actually got their start way back in 2005, just as a software developer. But then, around the mid-2010s, when AI really started taking off, they made a huge pivot. They focused all their expertise on solving these tricky diagnostic problems, and it paid off. By 2023, they got official medical device certification in Korea, and now they're taking these solutions worldwide.
Okay, so what does this AI solution actually do? This is where we get that incredible before and after picture of modern diagnostics.
Remember that 5-minute manual measurement we just talked about? Well, Silla Systems AI, called PineDX, it does the exact same analysis in about 3 seconds. Let that sink in. From 5 minutes down to 3 seconds. That's not just a little faster, that's a complete transformation of how things are done.
But look, speed is totally useless if it isn't accurate, right? And the AI isn't just faster, it is incredibly accurate. We're talking 95% accuracy for both finding the right bones and for the final diagnosis. To put that in perspective, that kind of consistency is right up there with highly experienced human specialists. It just removes the small variations that can happen from person to person.
And this isn't just some one-trick pony. PineDX is a whole suite of tools. You've got PineDXC, which is the one that nails that critical Cobb's angle we talked about. But then there's PineDXB, which analyzes bone maturity, which is super important for predicting how the condition might progress. And finally, PineDXS pulls it all together, giving doctors a complete picture of not just what's happening now, but what's likely to happen next.
So, after proving they could crack the code on the spine, Silla's system turned its attention to an even more complex, even more challenging diagnostic puzzle: brain tumors.
See, when a radiologist is diagnosing a brain tumor, they aren't just looking at one picture. They have to piece together information from 4 different types of MRI scans. Each one shows a slightly different piece of the puzzle. It's like trying to build a 3D model in your head, and it takes an incredible amount of focus and expertise.
So what this really means is that the whole process is just incredibly difficult. You've got these multiple complex images, all kinds of different tumors, and the whole thing relies on having a highly skilled radiologist on hand, and those specialists are rare, especially in smaller or more remote hospitals. And unbelievably, there was really no other software out there to help with this specific task.
So, what did Silla System do? They built Walnut DX. It's an AI that looks at all 4 of those MRI types at the same time to help doctors make a diagnosis. And the numbers here are just as impressive. 88% accuracy in figuring out the type of tumor and 90% accuracy in pinpointing its exact location.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a minute. What does all of this really mean? Well, what we're witnessing is a fundamental shift in the way we interpret medical images.
This chart really puts it all into perspective. Whether you're talking about a spine X-ray getting analyzed in under 3 seconds with more than 95% accuracy, or slashing the time it takes to analyze complex brain MRIs with 88% accuracy, the pattern is crystal clear. AI is bringing both speed and incredible consistency to medical diagnoses.
And Silla's system, they are not stopping here. Not even close. Their ultimate goal, and this quote says it all, is to build a foundational AI model. Think of it like a ChatGPT for medical images, something that can analyze any scan a doctor uploads and provide instant insights, no matter the body part, no matter the condition.
So why does all this matter? Well, it means diagnosis happen way faster. It means those overburdened specialists can focus their valuable time on the toughest cases. It means a small hospital in the middle of nowhere can get diagnostic help that's on par with a major city hospital. It's about saving time, saving resources, and ultimately, saving lives. And that really leaves us with one final big question. We are moving from a world where this level of diagnostic skill is rare and manual to one where an AI assistant could just be a standard tool for every single doctor. So the question isn't if this is going to happen anymore, it's how profoundly is it going to reshape medicine for all of us.